co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Prince Harry just revealed in an interview why it is that he will not bring Meghan Markle back to the UK. And let me just say, I agree with him wholeheartedly. He's got to do what he's got to do to protect his wife and to protect his children as well. The UK, unfortunately, has shown itself to be a very hateful and racist place against his wife, Meghan Markle. A lot of people are still going to deny it, despite the facts being the facts, and it being proven time and time again. How many times have we shown several side-by-side articles of Meghan Markle doing one thing, Kate Middleton doing the same thing, Meghan Markle getting a hate headline for it, and Kate Middleton getting praise for it numerous times. And on top of that, people have also been arrested for threatening Harry and Meghan. This teenage neo-Nazi loser, for example, was arrested back in 2019. And we're going to go over the article of all the disturbing things he was claiming and threatening against Meghan and Harry. And then 3 years later, in 2022, the Met chief also said that there are still very credible threats against Meghan and Harry. So if you're going to come here on my video and claim that he is making this up and that this is not true, save your raggedy ass fingers, the exercise that they desperately need, and go away, because this is a fact. People have been arrested. Police chiefs have proven it. Journalists have proven it. Meghan is under racist attacks from not only the UK, unfortunately, it has spread through the US as well, but it is mainly concentrated in the UK, and that is why Harry does not want to bring his wife over there. And you know what, Meghan, I don't think you're missing that much anyway. So let's get into what it is that he said in his interview for ITV's documentary entitled Tabloids on Trial, shall we? He said, and I quote, "It's still dangerous, and all it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they've read, and whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is. And these are things that are of genuine concern for me. And it's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country." They've had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for these threats. And that is something that Neil Basu, the former head of counterterrorism for the Metropolitan Police, has said. Okay, you guys, like, many people working in law enforcement have gone on the record to say that there is a disgusting amount of vitriol and threats against Meghan Markle, you guys. So I think Harry is doing a wonderful thing. And I also think it's great that he's keeping her away, because guess what? The British tabloid press tries to make money off of Meghan's every move, every breath in a very negative way. So by her not being there, they lose out on a lot of money. They wanted her to be there for King Charles's coronation. She didn't go. They wanted her to be there for the Queen's Jubilee. She didn't go. The only time that she went back ever since she left that hateful island was for Queen Elizabeth's funeral. And you already saw the way that they tore her apart for simply mourning someone who she has always spoken super highly of. Right? So when we get into this documentary, by the way, if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and check it out. It is on ITV. It's called Tabloids Are on Trial once again. They were talking about how the tabloids, Prince Harry has been fighting them in the court of law for several years now, and he keeps on winning. So basically, he is proving and he is exposing the ways in which they abuse famous people, but in his case, royal people. So ever since he was a child, they have been hacking, they have been harassing, and they have been stalking him. And that is what he's showing. He's showing that these people are so desperate to come up with stories about me, my family, that they are willing to go after. They were willing to go after me as a child. They were hacking my phone records and everything like that. And it is just incredibly unethical. So some of the people named were Piers Morgan and other people as well. And it's just been, buried in the press, because guess what? The press is on trial. And when you control the press, you're not going to write about the fact that you've been proven time and time again in the court of law as being, rather unethical, practicing illegal practices and everything like that, stalking children, harassing children. So, even though they're picking and choosing the headlines that they write about Harry's victories, trust and believe Harry is winning. And that's why this documentary is coming out, to show just how vile the British tabloid press has been. And in this lawsuit that Harry has filed against the British press, a lot of information has also come out about his own brother, William, and about his father, and about his stepmother, Camilla, as well, and how these people are colluding with the press in order to stop bad stories about them from being published. What are they doing? They're throwing their family members under the bus. They're saying, hey, don't write this about me and my potential, whatever I'm doing here, there, and everywhere. Write about this other family member. So we've seen that King Charles has sold out his sons. Camilla has sold out her stepchildren, and that William has sold out his own brother. So one of the worst, one of the most vile, one of the most evil tabloid journalists that has consistently attacked Meghan and Harry, he was actually promoted and he was actually promoted within Prince William's team, you guys. So what does that tell you about Prince William? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section. But I just got to say, Harry, kudos to you. Everything that you've always done has been in the best interest of your family. You have always put them first, and you've always shown that you don't care about all the pomp and circumstance. What's important to you is your wife and your children. And that is why the racists of the UK and England, and I'm not just saying that everybody there is racist. Unfortunately, a lot of people seem to be, right, based on the terroristic threats that have been made and all of the articles that have been written to slander this biracial woman. But he's saying, you guys, you've made your bed. You're not going to see my wife. You're not going to see my kids until I am afforded the level of security that I need, right? Based on the level of threat that my wife is under and that my multiracial children are under. So again, a neo-Nazi was arrested, and he was part of like a cell of people who carry these disturbing beliefs against Harry and Meghan. And then years later, a police chief also said, guys, listen, like the threat is still very much elevated and it's still very much there. And what is pushing this threat, you guys? What is causing all of these issues? None other than the raggedy press in Britain, stoking the fires against Meghan with their racist articles and their biased reporting against her. It's just been disgusting to witness over the years. Anyway, let's get into the neo-Nazi. For those of you who are not aware, there was some, loser neo-Nazi with his little pube beard who was arrested in 2019 for making threats against Harry and Meghan. So let's get into an article by abc.net, shall we? Here it is, and I quote, "A teenage neo-Nazi who called Prince Harry a, quote, race traitor, suggesting he be pew-pewed after the Duke of Sussex married Meghan Markle, has been jailed for more than 4 years under UK terrorism laws. Judge Rebecca Poulet," this means chicken in French, lambasted, that's why I was laughing, lambasted student Mikhail, his last name, 19, for creating an image of the Duke of Sussex with a pistol to his head against a blood-spattered background, among other far-right outline propaganda. This guy was 19 years old, a teenager, worried about who the Duke of Sussex was married to, rather than, completing the rest of his puberty and letting the rest of that beard grow in. It's insane what people prioritize in their lives. You're in jail for 4 years because you couldn't mind your own business. Wow. The post, which was shared a few months after he married the former actress last year, included the phrase, "See you later, race traitor." Oh my God. The Duchess of Sussex's mother is African American and her father is white. Judge Poulet said the posts were abhorrent as well as criminal by reason of their clear intention to encourage terrorist acts. The 19-year-old and his co-defendant, Oscar Koskarowski, both Polish nationals, pleaded guilty to encouraging terrorism, and S also admitted 5 counts of possessing material likely to be useful to someone planning a terrorist attack. So they were not just sharing memes online, you guys. They were planning to harm Harry, to harm Meghan. And if they brought their children, those children would have been harmed as well. So that 19-year-old wasn't the only one who was jailed. His co-defendant, another, just young loser, Oscar Dunn-Kay, was sentenced to 18 months in prison as well. You guys, like the threats are real. DK and S clearly see themselves as superior to the majority of society, and you look like this. You look like this, and you think you're superior to anyone with your little pig snout and your little boy face, and you with your lopsided eyes and your recessive chin and your pubic beard. Like, come on now. Superior to the majority of society. And let's open up those bank accounts and see how they rank up to the majority of society as well. My God, the delusion that white supremacists have, right? They feel that it is their dusty duty to express their beliefs, in turn teaching others. Detective Chief Superintendent Martin Snowden, head of counterterrorism policing in Northeast England, said in a statement, quote, the considerable amount of material they have posted on social media channels not only reflects their extremist beliefs, but was intended to encourage others to carry out despicable acts. So it's not just these two. They had an audience on social media. You know, not 100% of their audience believed in the same things as them, but they still had an audience nonetheless, right? And that audience has its own big audience, right? So when you share things, you share to your group of friends, and if you've got a public profile and your friends have a public profile, that shares to their group of friends, who shares to their group of friends. So this is huge, you know. Both men have developed and evolved their interests in the extreme right-wing ideology over time through research and connecting with like-minded individuals. So one of them was jailed for 4 years, S, and then DK was jailed for 18 months. And so look at the people that they worshipped as well, you know. And this is what happens when the press goes ahead and vilifies someone like Meghan Markle. Right, the racist undertone in their reporting of hers made people like this feel like it was okay, that it was acceptable, and that they were safe to carry out, you know, such vile wishes and potential attacks against her. So once again, kudos to you, Prince Harry, you know, for being there to protect your wife and to protect your family, and to sue the press into oblivion, and to get on the record and say, I am not bringing her back to this place. You guys have made it unsafe for Meghan Markle to be in the UK. You guys have made it unsafe for my children to be in the UK. And my family as well has made it unsafe for my wife and children to be in the UK. And they are not returning until my family is allotted the level of security that they deserve based on the threats that they have been receiving. So I 100% support him and his message, and I'm proud of him for going out there and speaking on the record. The press is constantly trying to paint him as a whiny person, as a this, as a that. They're trying to downplay the threats. But look, the police are corroborating his claims in 2 different countries, right? People have been arrested. People have been fired for the vile things that they've said about him and Meghan. So everything that Harry and Meghan are claiming is factually correct. So go ahead, deny it, go live in your little bubble, but the facts are the facts. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.